Then we have the incomplete informations based on the structure of the system. Based on the structure of the system, because of uncertainty, there is incomplete information. That also we are going to take care of. And third one is we are uncertain about the boundaries of the system. The boundaries are nothing but their ranges, the lower level range and the upper level range. So we are we should be very specific in selecting these boundaries. There is a range of experimentation of each and every parameter that we are going to choose. So the informations that regards to the boundary of the system is incomplete. So behavior of the system, the incomplete informations regarding the behavior of the system. So how a system behaves, it depends upon the noise levels that are the uncontrollable factors, the environmental factors, and all these things. So how a system behaves, the information regarding this is also incomplete. So inaccuracies in data, because based on these data only we are going to analyze a process or a system. So these data are obtained from a experimentation or from a questionnaires or from a feedback forms or whatever it may be. So inaccuracies in data always exist. So in gray system theories, the meanings of uncertainty and inaccurate are one and the same. The meanings of uncertainty and inaccurate, because if a data is going to have some lack of information, then the data is an inaccurate data. So because of uncertainty only, we are going to have this inaccurate data. So this uncertain and inaccurate are roughly the same in the case of a gray system theory. So here we are going to come across a term error, because in experimentation we have some errors. So how much the obtained data actually deviates from the original data, the experimental data, how much it deviates from the actual data or original data. For example, in measuring a thermal conductivity of a material, the actual thermal conductivity may be roughly around 1.2, but by measurement I am going to consider it as 1.5 or 0.9. So it is going to deviate by 0.3. So that is the error in the system or measurement. So based on this uncertainty, the inaccuracies are categorized into three forms or three types. The first one is the conceptual type, the second one is the level type, and the third one is the prediction type inaccuracy. So based on these uncertainties only, these inaccuracies are categorized based on conceptual type, the level type, the prediction type. The conceptual type is how you are going to consider a comparisons or a expressions. So in the conceptual types, the inaccuracies originate from by the expressions that we are going to provide for certain events, objects, or concept, or according to our wish. So it originates from the expressions. For example, I'm going to have a sample size. So based on the sample size, I can call it as a large sample, a small sample, a many, a few, or high, low, fat, thin, good, bad, young, beautiful, according to our wish or according to the certain events that is happening or certain objects. The objects may be large or small according to the height, high, low, or according to the weight, fat, thin, and something. So these terms that we are going to use, like large, small, many, few, are inaccurate A large may be 100 or 200, that I doesn't know. A small may be 10 or 20, whether it is 10 or whether it is 20, that I doesn't know. So I'm going to call it as a fat man, how much fat he is. If I'm going to represent him as a thin, how much thin he is. So good, how good a person is, or bad, how bad a person is. I'm not going to quantify that thing. So these are all inaccurate. So where these inaccuracies come? Because of lack of clear definitions. I'm not going to define it clearly, and because of that only these inaccuracies exist. And these types are called as the conceptual type. So in the conceptual type, it is very, very difficult for us to use exact quantities to express these concepts. So as told, if I'm going to use the word large, it may be 200, 300 or 400. Whenever I am going to use the word small, it may be 10, 20 or 15. I am not going to represent these things in an exact quantity, but we will categorize. We'll categorize in the word small or large. Then comes the level type. The second category is the level type. So how you are going to observe, or record the data reading or the data. The kind of data inaccuracy is changed by the level of perception or research or observation. For example, I'm going to have a I'm going to measure the diameter of a shaft. The diameter may be represented in meters, it may be in centimeters, or it may be in millimeters. So the level of observation varies, whether it is meters, millimeters, or centimeters. So level of observation varies. When the level of observation changes from higher level to the lower level, the accuracy level increases.